I'll continue to pour through the release. I gave you what stood out to me. What about you? What do you think is important here?
First of all, Sarah, I'm the sell-sider. You stole the line. I'm supposed to say it's a tale of two cities. I think at the end of the day, we have, listen, you hit it, right? It's North America strength, China weakness, and the question's going to be, does that China weakness persist or is it transitory? And I think that right now, if we take that first half and we look at North America strength, despite the size that Nike is, and we look at the gross margin beat, that's a really good number. Ultimately, that China, like the stock's up, it's not up a lot, right? And we're still off of the peaks. So I think that's going to be the question people are going to have to ask. That will definitely come up on the conference call, and still gauging this trajectory of that very important region is going to be a question that we're going to have to continue to focus on.
Right. I mean, this is the growth market for Nike. So a stumble in China would be a problem. Doesn't look like a problem right now. The market, it was worried about China going in here. Stock's up almost 3% after hours. You've got the rolling shutdowns of COVID. You've got the longer lead times from places like Vietnam going to China. Is there any reason to think that there is a bigger problem here with the brand in terms of a recovery in that region? Or do you chalk it up to some of those factors that are hurting because of COVID?
No, listen, I think it's a really important point. I think that at the end of the day, the question is this a consumer demand issue? Because if it's a consumer demand issue, Nike will get through it. There is no one with their budget. There is no one with their scale. And you and I have talked about many times over the last several years and longer where Nike had a competitor entering their force. They deploy R&D, they deploy marketing. So if that's all it is, then it's just a matter of time. And then I think it'll be transitory. And I think that it's very hard to fight a company with that scale. If it's something that's bigger, right? If it's something that's more structural, that's where we'll have the issue. I believe it's going to prove transitory. And I believe that that's what we're going to see. So I'm more on that side of the camp. But I think it's a fair question. I don't think we'll be able to answer it yet.
Simeon, it's been a long-running trend, obviously, direct-to-consumer sales growing faster than overall revenues, up 9% direct this quarter versus up 1% total revenue. So you have more than 40% of revenue in the past quarter coming through that channel. What do you think might be ultimately where that settles out? And what does that mean just for, in general, for Nike's margins longer term? Because the stock's certainly valued as one that should have premium margins for a long time.
Yeah, so I think that Nike's margins come from its brand strength. I don't actually believe that they come from the direct. My team has done a lot of work on this notion that DTC is not all it's cracked up to be. That was the name of the report that we put out several months ago. I think we're going to continue seeing this grow. I think that we're going to see direct penetration for all large brands grow. But I think what's important to acknowledge is the largest, most profitable brands got there by embracing wholesale in the first place. I think we need to remember wholesale is not this evil word, whether you're the largest brand or whether you're just growing. So my view is that use the right wholesale partner, which Nike is very clear about. They talk about this differentiated retail they're going to focus on. They're not walking away entirely, but they're making sure that the brand image is healthy and is strong. I think that's what we'll continue to see. I think for those that do it well, they'll have a very strong blend of their own business, but also very strong wholesale partners. I think just simply walking away from wholesale entirely is probably not the right way to go.
Not to steal your thunder again, Simeon, but maybe you will ask this question on the conference call. I hope you do, or someone else does, about what they're doing on technology, because they're making a lot of interesting moves. They acquired Artifact, which makes digital NFTs of shoes. They're talking about the metaverse and filing patents. And I think it's interesting, given their sneakers app started with a little-known acquisition that they built into a behemoth. And I just wonder how big, given John Donahoe's background in the digital world, this is for them.
I think rest assured, we're not going to have to ask it. It's going to be one of the first things they bring up, that this will be a topic of conversation. And I think it's another, listen, like China, we'll be talking about it for a very long time. Like China, determining how much it actually moves the needle will also be a long time to figure out.